Peace to the guys and goddesses of Planet Kai. I hope that you guys are keeping your highest frequencies, that you guys are striving to be your highest self and just staying on a high vibration. You know, the highest vibration is love. You know, the lowest vibration is fear, lust, sadness, regret, and doubt. You don't want to be in these energies. They stop you from becoming your highest self. They stop you from getting the insight that you need spiritually, you know. So today we're gonna do the Lion King Decoded, and we're just gonna hop right into it. So the Lion King starts off with all the animals in the Pride Land are all linking up to basically see the birth of Simba, or not the birth, but basically just see Simba after he's born. You know, I think it's just some ritual for like the prince. Basically Rafiki, he put a marking on his head, and he's holding him up for the whole Pride Land to see. So that's how it starts. You know, we get to see our main characters, Mufasa, Simba. Then it cuts right to Scar, and Scar, he's over there harassing this little mouse, saying something like it's your time to get eaten. But ironically, Zazu comes up and the mouse gets to run, so he doesn't get eaten. So Scar, off rip, Scar represents Zeus and like the fallen gods and the Palladians and reptilians, the human beings, like all of these beings that came together to form the deep state, the shadow government, the cabal, all the beings that are running the land currently. You feel me? We represent the lions. Who is we? The Black and Latino people. We are the gods, the aboriginal beings of the land. We represent the lions in the Lion King. How the lions run everything, and everybody takes order from the lions, but originally it's the gods. You feel me? We have dominion over all animals, but not just dominion. We have a very deep connection because we are these animals and these animals are us, but that gets deeper. We're gonna stay kind of grounded for this one. So Scar, Zazu comes up and he's talking to Scar, and he's like, yeah, when Mufasa gets here, you're in trouble. You didn't show up to Simba's ceremony. And then Mufasa comes and he gets to questioning Scar, like, why weren't you at the ceremony? Everybody else was there. And Zazu chimes in. He's like, yeah, as the king's brother, you should have been first in line. So that represents like him not wanting to see like Simba's ceremony. It represents Zeus. Like, Zeus was the first god ever created, right? So that goes in the Scar, like he feels like he's the rightful heir to the throne or whatever. Yeah, Zeus, that's how he feels. He feels like since he is the first god ever created, he was around before anybody else was, like as far as the gods and the goddesses outside of Source, because that's who Source is. It's 9 goddesses that birthed themselves out of dark matter energy. They were the first, you feel me? So Scar is like, he represents Zeus, like how he is all prideful and shit, like jealous of the gods. Like, he's jealous of the king, and he's jealous of the new heirs to the throne, which would be all these guys that are coming. It's like, you're not the only god anymore, you feel me? The goddesses used to cradle him because he was their first creation. So like, that's what God's most prettiest angel and shit like that, because Zeus is Satan, if y'all don't know, but his cosmic name is Zeus. He goes by a lot of names. He goes by Satan, Prometheus, Enki and Enlil, Jesus. He goes by a bunch of different names, and that list goes on and on and on. But yeah, he wasn't happy about the creation of the other gods. He felt like, however he felt, so that's what that represents, right? Scar not wanting to go to Simba's ceremony. He's a jealous god or whatever. Scar was a jealous lion, So yeah, Mufasa's checking his ass like, yeah, bro, you supposed to be there, and they just argue about that shit. And Scar says some slick shit, and Mufasa's like, is that a challenge? And Scar says it right here. He's like, as far as bronze go, he said he didn't get that genetic, like in the gene pool, because Mufasa and Scar are brothers. He's like, I didn't get that genetic, you did. I got the brains. And that's Zeus. Like he wasn't a strong god, you know. Like after Zeus, like a bunch of other gods and goddesses were created that all came to be powerful, more powerful than him. He was more like a genius, like, you know. So that's like Zeus in real life. So then we get to we go to after Scar. You know, he walks off after he like because Mufasa thought he was talking shit. Like, he's like, man, we can bump, nigga. And Scar is like, nah, I'm not with that shit. And he walks off. So then it cuts to, you know, they go to sleep and shit. Simba goes to wake up his father. He's like, yeah, you promised. So Mufasa wakes up. He's like, all right, let's go. They go to basically see the land. He goes to the top of Pride Rock, and he's just like showing Simba all the land. He's like, everything that the light touches is ours. And he said that Simba's like, what about that spot over there? And it's like a dark spot that the light's not touching, you know. Mufasa's like, no, you said you must not never go there, you know, because it's like the elephant graveyard where the hyenas are, you know. That's where their land ends, pretty much. You feel me? So then we get to, he gets to asking like why he can't and shit. So like Mufasa's just like, it's not our land. So that represents like that dark spot of the land, that represents like where the Caucasus Mountains are at in Europe and shit. Like, that's the dead part of the land it was at that time, you feel me? And it also represents like Hades. It's the realm that we guys don't go to, you feel me? Hades is the bottom realm. That's where all the fallen angels go. It also represents the sixth universe. It's like the one universe that we stay out of, you feel me? We duck in and out of that universe because that's Zeus's universe and the home of the human beings and stuff. So basically everywhere the light touches is ours, you feel me? We don't go to the sixth universe. We don't go to Hades, and we weren't really like in Europe, but it wasn't called Europe at that time. All the land was Atlantis, but Europe was like basically the dead part of the land, you feel me? It was like basically the asshole of the planet is how I heard Rashad Jamal describe it. So like, you know, it's like the asshole of the planet. So Rashad's also broke down Lion King. That's why I didn't really want to do it, but I have my own insight on it, you feel me? So I might add a little bit of what he said, because you guys need to hear it anyway. You can't ever hear information too many times. You get like, it doesn't matter how many times you hear it, doesn't matter who says it, as long as it's true, you guys still need to hear it. You know, you can't ever hear it enough. You know, you heard 2 + 2 equals 4 from a lot of different teachers, you feel me? But you kept hearing it until it clicked with you, you know? That's the same thing. People like don't want to hear the same spiritual information from another teacher. That just doesn't make sense, you feel me? You need to hear it until you fucking know it, because that's what we're gonna get into, man. Like, we're gonna get into like why it's important for you guys to know who you are. But yeah, so yeah, don't go to the dead land, he tells him. So Simba goes to like, he's like cocky about him being the next prince and shit. I mean, the next king. He's cocky about that shit. So he goes up and like brags about it to Scar. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be king and this and that. And yeah, he's just bragging about that shit to Scar. He don't know Scar has a bunch of ill intent for Mufasa and him. He doesn't know this shit. He thinks it's just his loving uncle. And he's just like very cocky. Like, just in general, like as we keep going, you're gonna see like how cocky Simba is about this shit. Like, you know, he's just excited that he doesn't have to take rule from anybody else. He's the ruler. He can do whatever he wants. He can go wherever he wants. You know, that's how he's thinking. He just doesn't know with great power comes great responsibility, pretty much. So, you know, yeah, Simba's cocky about being the prince, you know, the upcoming king. And yeah, basically Scar gaslights him into going to the dead land, to the elephant graveyard. Simba's like, well, yeah, he told me not to go there. And then Scar's like, well, did he tell you why? And Simba's like, no, he said, because it's much too dangerous. He said only the bravest lions go there. And, you know, Simba wants to be brave like his father and shit, so that just immediately tempts him to go. He's like, well, I'm brave, you know? So, yeah, Scar basically gaslights him into going over there. And his intentions is for Simba to die so that he can be the next king and he can run Pride Rock. You know, Pride Rock represents this planet. You know, we came down here to build this planet up into a dojo, and then it got hijacked and shit. So when them taking over Pride Rock, that represents like them, the fallen forces and the extraterrestrials and the human beings and shit taking over the land, and now they run it. You know, it's basically them conquering it. Now they're the kings of the land, you feel me? They get to run it. You know, they get to make the rules and shit. Like, that's pretty much what that represents. So Scar, like, yeah, he tells him to go there without telling him. He's like, yeah, only brave lions. He knows Simba's gonna go down there. So Simba goes to where his mom is because he's trying to get Nyla to go with him. And they're like, you know, they're just where all the other lionesses at, because it's only really Scar, Simba, and Mufasa. They're the only male lions. You know, lions, there's usually like 1 to 2 male lions in a pack or something like that in a pride. You know, it's majority lionesses, and even that all represents like how the goddesses they outnumber us like 3 to 1. You feel me? Like, there's way more goddesses on the planet than there is gods. That's why polygamy was a thing back in the day. You feel me? Like the same way the lions do that, they get that strategy from us. Like, who do you think taught the lions to do what they do? You know. So yeah, the lions actually get that from us. You know, we taught the lions. We taught everything. Like, we didn't just create everything. We taught it we taught it how to be, you know. So yeah, the lionesses and shit are outnumbered. You know, I mean, they outnumber the other lions. So, you know, Nyla and them are fucking talking, and you know, he's trying to get permission to take Nyla down there. They're saying that they're going to the watering hole, which is where all the animals drink water and shit together. And that's real. Like, if you guys ever notice, like, a lion will drink with like its prey, because it's not like prey. Like, in the Lion King movie, they break down a lot. Like, they like literally talk about the connection with the other animals. Mufasa's like telling Simba, he's like, yeah, we eat the antelope, but when we die, the grass overtakes us, and then the antelope eat that grass. So it's a circle of life. You feel me? The whole movie is like really esoteric. Like, y'all gotta, like, when y'all go watch it, y'all gotta like listen to like the songs and the words they're saying in the song. Like, it's the circle of life. You know, every song, like, the words they're saying in the songs are very like esoteric. It, like, you can tell it's way more than a kids movie. Like, this is meant for people to like actually watch. They're hiding a lot of truth in it. So like, when all these animals are at the water hole in real life, I'm talking about, like, you'll see lions drinking with fucking antelope and shit, because they aren't lions. I'm letting this loud ass truck go by. Lions aren't like just fucking massacre killers, bloodthirsty. Like, no, it's like really a circle of life. You feel me? That's how we like built the food chain. You feel me? They don't just kill for no reason. Like, you know, it's just a big understanding amongst like the prey and the predator. You feel me? Like, they get along until, like, you know, the predator's hungry. You feel me? And then that's just how it goes. You feel me? But like, they'll all drink at the water. You'll see them like chilling together and shit. Like, you feel me? Like, it's an energy thing. You know, it's an energy thing. It's a spiritual thing. Like, they can tell when, you know, it's time to like be prey and run, and when it's time for like camaraderie, like, you feel me, like, to get together in spiritual essence. They know this shit. You feel me? This is nature, you know. And where we fit in on that food chain, we're not on the food chain. We didn't used to eat the animals and shit originally. This is before the human beings were even here. We didn't eat the animals or nothing. All we did, that's why fruit and shit exists. Like, we ate fruit and vegetables. Like, we didn't eat animals, you know. We would eat the fruit and vegetables, and there was a lot more than there is now. You feel me? You know, like, they tell you can't grow female trees and shit. Like, female trees bear fruit, so why the fuck is there no female trees around? You know, like, they socially fucking constructed this. You feel me? They constructed nature like as you see it. Like, when you go outside, you should just be able to go outside because there's trees all over the place. You should be able to go outside and get fruit off your tree, but these are a bunch of male trees around us. You know, they purposely planted them, and they don't allow you to plant female trees and shit, you feel me? So yeah, we would eat fruit and vegetables and drink water. We had nuts and berries and shit like that we would eat, you feel me? But we didn't have to eat that often. Like, we the whole way we get hungry and shit, like, bro, that's all like social engineering too. Like, they know us on a metaphysical level, so they trained our bodies to crave flesh. You feel me? So like, when your like stomach is rumbling and shit, like, you know, that it never would do that originally, you feel me? You would just know that you need nourishment, nigga. Like, you feel me? Like, when you're thirsty, nigga, your stomach doesn't rumble when you're thirsty, you feel me? Like, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, so Sarabi gives him the yes, and Nyla, they like take Zaza with you though. She's like, take Zaza with you. So Zaza is like the king's aide. It's this bird, and you know, he not with no bullshit. So like, they know like they're not gonna be able to just get away with anything as long as Zaza's around. So they gotta ditch him. So like, they're walking with Zaza. He thinks that he's taking them to the watering hole, but they get to singing and shit. I'm gonna be a mighty king, enemies beware, and shit like that. Like, Simba gets to singing, and all the animals go in sync to basically, like, he's, you know, all the animals is helping him escape from Zazu, yeah. And that just represents how it was back in the day. Like, I'm finna like really get deep on this shit. You know, y'all never will hear nothing like this, because this is my insight on this. Yeah, the animals and shit, like, they would be in sync like that, you feel me? Like, just like how you seen that, like, he fucking needed an escape. They was all in sync on that shit, you feel me? They were all helping him. It was all the prey, and, you know, everything was helping him. It was hippos, anteaters, giraffes, all this shit was helping him. Ostriches, they were all helping Nyla and Simba get away from him. That's a lot deeper than just, like, you know, whatever, them singing in sync. Like, they literally, like, you know, they literally, like, helped them escape from Zazu. And then, you know, they get away from them, and Nyla and Simba start fighting, and, you know, you can get a good gist, like, that, like, Simba is not there yet as far as strength and shit, because Nyla can keep pinning him. You know, that's important for later on. Nyla pins him every time. So, yeah, like, she pins him all, like, and then he tries to get her again. She pins him, and then he tries to, like, fucking pounce on her again, and they, like, start rolling down the hill into the graveyard, the elephant graveyard where the hyenas are at, and she pins him again. But then the hyenas come out, and then they start, you know, harassing him. It's like, yeah, is that Zazu? That's the king's aide. So that must mean you're the prince. And yeah, so, like, you know, Simba thinks that, you know, that label is gonna stop them from fucking with him. He's like, nah, you're in our territory now. You feel me? You're on our land. So, like, we can do whatever we want. And even Zazu says that. He's like, yeah, like, we're on their land now. Like, you feel me? That king shit's dead. Like, he like, you know what we do to the hyenas? Like, you know what we do to kings? We eat them. You know. So they start running. You know, they start running, like, while the hyenas are fucking monologuing and shit. They get away. And you know, they catch Zazu, but they don't catch Nyla and Simba. They catch Zazu and throw him in this little fucking, like, tar crater, or this little fucking I don't know what it's called, a fucking, like, yellow, a geyser. You know, they throw him in this geyser. And, you know, they're just fucking with Zazu. So Simba comes up. He's like, yeah, pick on somebody your own size. And they get to chasing Simba again. They chase him. They corner him. And, you know, it looks like they're about to get him. But Mufasa comes out of nowhere. Like, Simba tries to roar, like, scare him away with a roar. But, like, you know, he don't got one yet. So that shit just makes him laugh. And they, like, try it again. You know, for shits and giggles, and he does it again, and, like, it's really Mufasa's roar. He comes out, beats the hyenas up, and he's like, hey, y'all, you fuck with my son again, you know, y'all are dead. And then, you know, Mufasa takes him out of the graveyard, the elephant graveyard, and he tells Zaza to take Nyla home, and he's like, he takes he said, I need to discipline my son, or I need to talk to my son. And Simba is like, sad about that shit. Nyla goes with Zazu. He sees Mufasa's paw print, and it's way bigger than his, meaning like Simba's got some real big shoes to fill, So he gets to talking to Mufasa, and he's like, yeah, I'm disappointed in you. You like got Nyla in danger too. And Simba's like, I just wanted to be brave like you, Dad. And he says, Mufasa says, I'm only brave when I need to be to protect what needs to be protected. So, you know, uh, and that all of this shit represents us. I don't have to break it down, like, just follow me. Like, the guys are like the lions in this story. So, like, we protect shit. That's our job. It's really tailored towards the gods in this one. You feel me? Like, the goddesses have their shit, like when Captain Marvel and all that type of shit's for them. Wonder Woman. This movie is really like talking about like masculinity and shit, because masculinity is like the first line of defense against tyranny and evil and shit. That's why they're doing so much with like these movements and shit. They're trying to kill masculinity. They're trying to kill it and reverse it, make it feminine energy, so they can have an easier time. They don't got nobody to fight. So Lion King's all about like the masculine energy, and what it does. It protects, and it like so yeah, Simba's talking to Mufasa. He's like, yeah, we're cool, right, Dad? Because, like, they bond a little bit more after that. And he's like, yeah, he said, you're going to always be around, right, Dad? It's like, and then he gets to talking to him. He's like, nah, man, sometime you're going to have to take my place as king. I'm a pass, and, a circle of life. He gets to explaining that to him. And he tells him to, like, look up at the stars. He tells him that all the stars are, like, the kings that had passed, and they're all watching over him. All the Lion Kings that have passed, that's what the stars are, and they're watching over him. So, like, the stars really are, like, all the planets and galaxies and shit. Like, we can see them here, because this is the last planet that was ever created. You can't see stars and shit. Like, you can't see that on other planets. Like, every single star is not, there's no such thing as a star or a shooting star. Whenever you see a shooting star, it's really us traveling around like fucking Captain Marvel. You feel me? Like how she travels around with this aura field around her, that's how we move. You feel me? We have a Merkaba, it's like a 6-point star. It's around us metaphysically, and that's how we travel. I know this is a lot, like when I say that. You just let that sit on your soul. So, yeah, we travel around in a Merkaba. So, like, whenever you see a shooting star, that, like, there ain't no such thing as a shooting star. You feel me? Like, that's us traveling around. And whenever you see just stars in general, those are, like, planets and galaxies and gateways to other planets and galaxies and stuff like that. You feel me? So, but, our ancestors we are connected to extraterrestrials and shit, and we're up there. The Sirius star is up there. That's where Sirius X and Sirius A, B, and C are at. So our home is up there. So our ancestors watch us from the stars. So that's what that represents. But the ancestors are in you, and that's what Rafiki tells Simba later on in the movie. He's like, Mufasa is in you. He lives on in you. Because Simba's like, my dad's dead. And Rafiki's like, no, he's not. He's saying he's inside of you. Even though he manifests in this cloud in the sky, he's telling him that he's inside of you. And our ancestors can also come out of the skies and shit, y'all. Like, so they can come out of portals in the sky. They be in the sky, it's deeper than what you think. I'm not gonna go into that right now because it's a little too deep. But yeah, I'll go into it a little bit. Like, we on every level. So like, we're on the air waves and shit. Our ancestors and shit that have passed, they be in the air and shit. Like, cause air is just like, you have a solid body, you can have a liquid body, you can have a gas body, and a plasma energy body. So like, our ancestors are on all these levels, and they're inside of you. That's what he's telling Simba. So yeah, like yeah, he's explaining that, and then it cuts to Scar talking to the hyenas, because, like, you know, they were supposed to eat them. Like, they were supposed to eat Simba and Nyla, but they couldn't, you know, because Mufasa. So Scar is, like, asking him, he's like, man, I pretty much, like, hand wrapped him for you. Like, how could you not get him? He's like, Mufasa was there. Or you expect us to kill Mufasa? And Scar's like, he knows that he couldn't do it. He's like, no, that's the plan, though. We're going to go kill Mufasa. And he gets to singing and shit. And what he says in that song is very, very important, because that represents, like, when they took over the land. Like, that was, like, their whole, you know, inspiration. Like, a shiny new era is tiptoeing nearer. And where do we feature? That's Zeus talking to them. Where do we feature? That's the fucking Palladians and human beings and shit. Like, just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded. You know, because Scar was, like, bribing them with fucking food. But in real life, Zeus bribed them with the resources, the planet's resources. You feel me? When they came, they this planet has a bunch of resources that ain't on other planets and shit. And that's what the Palladians and Reptilians do. They're like the pirates of the cosmos. They drain planets of resources. Think of Zathura. Wasn't that what they were trying to do in Zathura? The fucking reptilians, them reptile aliens, they were trying to drain the planet. You feel me? Like, you know, so that's what they do. They, like, take resources from the planet and take it to other planets and sell it, or, you know, just, you know, use it. So that's, like, what Zeus promised them, like, to help them in his army, these, like, the extraterrestrials and shit. He promised them resources. So that's what Scar is singing about. It's very important that y'all listen to the words of the songs. All the songs are important in Lion King. You feel me? You know, they're very high vibrational too. Like, they wanted to, like, really attract y'all essence in this movie. You feel me? Like, they wanted to magnetize y'all to the essence that y'all know is real. You know, they're doing it in Africa. Mufasa's black. You know, all the singers is black, and they're, like, you know, they're trying to, like, really capture your essence with high frequency. You feel me? So yeah. Yeah, Scar's, you know, he's, like, basically forming his army. Like, Zeus is forming his army, you know. Yeah, Scar forms his army of hyenas, you know, because that's who's going to take over Pride Rock, you know. And he pretty much, like, after that, it cuts to him talking to Simba in this big old fucking canyon. Like, this canyon, he's talking to him in this canyon, and he's telling him he's got a surprise for Mufasa and him. He's like, this is a father-son surprise. He said, just sit on this rock in this canyon, and I'll go get Mufasa. So and he tells him to work on his roar, because he knows, like, it's gonna echo and scare the stampede that's gonna kill Mufasa later. So that's exactly what Simba does. He stays on the rock, because Mufasa knew about him trying to roar away the hyenas. So he's like, yeah, just sit here and work on your pathetic ass little roar, nigga. And, like, work on that shit, you know, knowing that shit's gonna echo and start the stampede. So, like, yeah, that's what he does. He, like, works on his roar, and he gets real loud with it, and it starts the stampede. And then Scar goes and tells that Simba's in the geyser. I mean, not the geyser, the canyon. He's like, hey, yeah, Simba's in the canyon. We gotta go rescue him. So Mufasa and Zazu, they go and try to, like, rescue Simba. Mufasa jumps right into the stampede. Zazu spots him out. He's like, yeah, he's on that tree. He's hanging on that tree over there. And Mufasa jumps right into action. Like, he goes and he grabs onto Simba, and he puts him on a rock. But he gets smacked by the stampede. So he's trying to, like, and Mufasa's very strong. You feel me? He's very strong. He's the fucking king. So the stampede doesn't actually kill him. He jumps on the rock and he starts climbing up the rock. Simba can't see him because he's separated from the view. He's going up the rock on a different little path, but Mufasa's climbing that motherfucker. So he's climbing up, and Scar meets him at the top, and he's like, brother, help me, you know. And, you know, he thought Scar would help him up, because, you know, Mufasa, like, he doesn't really see the ill intent. He just know he, like, a shabby nigga. And this really represents Zeus. Like, we really didn't Like, Zeus has always been who he was. Like, he's always been trying to, like, splice genes and shit, but we never really thought of it. Like, we never thought he would stoop this low. This is really, like, what this represents, y'all. Like, y'all gotta remember, we didn't tricknology and shit. Like, because Scar's not strong. He's using tricks and shit. Like, that's, like, what Zeus uses. He gave the human beings tricknology. So, like, this is, like, he's just only using tricknology. Like, he tricked Simba into doing this. He tricked Simba into going into the graveyard in the first place. You know, and he fooled Mufasa into not knowing, like, you know, he really, like, ain't to be trusted for real. You know, well, I guess Mufasa just thought he was like a hater, you know. So, but like, it's his brother, so he feels like he's gonna have his back. So he's like, "Help me, brother," and like, "Help me, brother," before he falls into the canyon. And then Scar grabs him. He's like, "Long live the king!" And he fucking, you know, we all know what happens next. You know, Mufasa gets to falling, and you know, he dies. So, and then Simba, like, after the stampede clears, he goes and finds Mufasa. He's heartbroken. And then Scar comes down. He finds them. He finds Mufasa's body and Simba. And he's like, he gets to tricking Simba again. Like, yeah, this is your fault. You know, imagine what your mom's gonna think. You know, so this is very important. Scar, you would think that Scar could just kill him because he wanted Simba dead. He just killed Mufasa. Like, what's stopping him from killing him? Scar is super weak. Like, he can't fight little baby Prince Simba, like little cub Simba. That's how fucking weak Scar is. Like, he wouldn't dare try to fight Simba. Like, he's scared of him, bro. Like, that Scar is like a real fucking, you know, coward. Like, so he tells Simba to run as far as you can and never return. And then the hyenas show up behind him. He's like, go kill him. Like, he could have killed Simba right there. He was just sitting there talking to him, you feel me? Like, there was nobody watching him, you know? Like, he done knocked out Zazu way earlier, like, you know? So he could have killed him himself, and that would have been the best way to handle the job. You want something done, you do it yourself. But, like, he trusted the hyenas to do it. You know, he too scared to, like, fucking fuck with Simba, bruh. That really represents Zeus, like, and the reptilians. Like, the reptilians, like, literally didn't, when the human beings, like, came through portals in the Caucasus Mountains with the Palladians, the reptilians flew their spaceships, and they, like, just stayed outside of the atmosphere. They never even came onto the planet. They didn't come onto the planet until, like, they, like, finally won the war. You feel me? Like, that's how, because the reptilians are the fallen gods in disguise. And this shit gets way deeper. Just stay with me, bro. Like, they know our strength. You know, like, they know our strength even now. Like, right now in real life time, we're at our lowest state. You feel me? We don't have no abilities or nothing, but they still hide underground. They still hide from us. You know, they're still terrified of us. You feel me? They would never. They let the human beings do shit. You feel me? And they run shit from under the ground and stuff. They're terrified of us. You know, they would never, ever try us, you know. And that's what that represents. Scar, like, would never. And Zeus, he would never try us. Like, we whooped Zeus already. Like, when he was trying to make the human beings on Earth, like, we whooped his ass, and he had to go to the 6th universe and make them. So, like, Zeus would never try us personally neither. Like, you know. So, you know, he told the hyenas to go get him, to go get Simba. And Simba loses him in this thorn bush, like this thorn, this, like, big old, like, area full of thorns and shrubs and shit, like shrubs with thorns on them. So like, he can, like, maneuver through that shit, but fucking the hyenas can't. You know, like, Simba's a lot stronger than he gives himself credit for, because he actually, like, jumps into the bush, like, the thorns, like, he breaks them. Like, he doesn't even pierce his skin. He keeps going, like, and then he maneuvers through them. The fucking hyena, like, he, like, accidentally goes into the thorns, and that shit fucks him up. He crawls right out. He's like, nah, I can't get through it. And he said, they just like, hey, if you come back, we'll kill you. They just start yelling that shit. So, now, you know, Simba's, he's, like, casted out. He's just, like, running, you know, and he, like, passes out in this dry ass part of the land, and some buzzards are about to, like, get him. So but Timon and Pumbaa show up. You know, Timon and Pumbaa show up, and they, like, knock the buzzards off of him. They're like, they're gonna, they're doing it for fun. They don't eat meat or nothing. Like, they're just doing it for fun. They like just knocking, like, hitting vultures and shit. So they come and like scare all the buzzards off as a game. I think they call it like buzzard bowling or something. And they noticed that Simba's still alive. They thought he was just like roadkill or whatever. Like, so they notice he's still alive, and they don't know he's a lion yet. Timon goes over and he like moves his paw from his face, and he can make out that he's a lion cub, and he immediately gets terrified. And he's like, oh yeah, they eat people like us, which is absolutely true. You feel me? Circle of life. But like, they so Pumbaa and Timon like are talking about it, and they're like, what if we can get him on our side? So this is very important. They like actually were never fucking cool with Simba and Timon and them. They just wanted to fucking, like, they just wanted some protection. They weren't cool with him. They really just wanted him to protect them, like from other predators and shit. That's very important. They had no intentions of actually being cool with him for real. They just wanted to use him as protection when he grows up. So basically, they're like, what if we socially engineer him to be one of us? You feel me? To be something he's not, and to be like us, so that he can protect us. You feel me? So they wake him up. They're like, hey, yeah, we saved your life, kid. And he's like, yeah, thank you, because he's bummed out about everything. And they get to talking to him. They're like, yeah, what's your story? And he's like, it doesn't matter. It's in the past. And they love that shit. They get to talking about some, hey, Hakuna Matata. No worries about your past. Like, fuck your past. You're with us now. They sing that whole song. And it means no worries. They're like literally convincing Simba to like not worry about like his past and his family and all that, because he thinks he killed Mufasa. Scar done already worked this technology and shit on him. So like, they're really like, they're working technology on him now. Like, they're trying to make him think that it's like a spell, nigga. Like, Hakuna Matata, like, this nigga do have worries. He's the whole prince. Scar just like, he's the prince. He need to go back home. He the future king, and they're like embedding into him no worries and shit, and after the song, they take him to go eat food, because he's like, I'm hungry, I can eat a whole zebra. So like, they take him to a bunch of bugs and shit and grub and stuff. Like, they're like, yo, this is gonna be your food from now on. And they get to eating that shit. He sees them eating it, and then he goes to eat it. Bruh, this literally represents like us. Like, nigga, we didn't eat animals and shit at first. They like forced us to eat animals and shit. Now we eat them now. Like that's outside of our essence, nigga. Like, how he's supposed to be eating zebras and shit. Like, he's a lion. He's a fucking lion cub. He's not supposed to eat bugs and shit like fucking Timon and Pumbaa. Like, really think about that, y'all. Like, he is a fucking lion eating bugs and shit, talking about no worries. Like, I'm just gonna eat these bugs with Timon and Pumbaa. I'm gonna live with them. He lived with lions and shit. Like, he's just completely outside of his essence, So yeah, like, they eat the bugs, and then the whole song's continuing. It's like a montage. Like, he literally grows up into a lion with a mane and all that throughout the montage. So this nigga's been living with them outside of his essence, eating bugs this whole time, all the way up until he's grown. Like, he completely forgot like who he is. He barely know he's a fucking lion anymore. Like, that's very important, y'all. Like, he's outside of his essence completely. Like, he's no longer a fucking lion. Like, so yeah, he's eating bugs and shit. Like, he's good pals with Timon and Pumbaa. And he's just living the life, not having any worries. That's his motto, no worries. Like, even during the song, bro, like, they sling him back into a chair like I'm sitting, and they get to filing his fucking claws, nigga. Like, it's like a big spell, nigga. Like, they're sitting there filing his claws. Timon knows the whole time. Like, Timon really, really shady. Like, he just don't want to get eaten. He really wants him to protect them. Like, he's using Simba. That's very important, fam. He's using Simba as protection. Like, he's not telling him, like, You know, we was really just scared of you, this, that. Like, he's doing all this shit on the slick slide, like, shaving his fucking, he gets to cutting his nails and shit, like, you know, he's filing his fucking claws, like, during the song. So, you know, the song's over, and Timon and Pumbaa, I don't know what Simba's doing. He's just doing whatever fuck he does, you know, no worry. He's probably eating bugs and shit. But Timon and Pumbaa are on a walk, proud that they just fucking socially engineered Simba. Yeah, they're singing and shit, you know. And fucking Pumbaa starts following this bug, because it's a big old bug he wants to eat, big blue bug. He's following it, and it's leading him, while he's stalking the bug, Nyla's stalking him, because the fucking Pride Rock ran out of food. So, like, they got to outsource for food and shit now. So, they're way out there with Simba looking for food. Nyla's, like, out there hunting for food. And she sees Pumbaa. She's trying to eat that nigga. Like, she gets to chasing him, and Pumbaa gets stuck. And, like, Timon, you know, he's there too. So, she's about to eat both of them. But Simba comes out of nowhere and starts fighting her. And while he's fighting her, Timon and them are fucking cheering. Yeah, rip her eyes out, like, kill her. Yeah, cut her open. Like, yeah, you know, they're cheering him, like, to violently fuck her up. Now, this is what I mean. Like, nigga, like, they didn't really fuck with him. He's just a muscle, nigga. And, like, he's fighting his own species for them. You know, like, that's very important. That's what they do to us. Like, they make us fight each other, like, with spells and shit. Like, they literally done got us all fighting each other. Like, look at where we're at now. We weren't always like this. We had unity at a point, you feel me? Not even too long ago, like 60 to 80 years, we was like all united against them. We knew like they were fucked up, and that they didn't like us, and that, you know, they were you know, excluding us from rights and shit. That's what it was all about back then, getting rights in their system. We then fell in frequency and forgot who we were. We forgot, like, we're the fucking leaders of Pride Rock. And we forgot, like, this is us. This is our essence, that we are the gods, you know? We forgot about all that through spells and shit. You know, we forgot through spells and shit. You know, and they didn't have they put the TV in there, and then, like, that really started neuralizing us and shit. Started fucking our neurons up and shit. Like, really, that's what the TV is. They made the TV to, like, further entrap us and shit. You know, so that's why our grandparents can't remember that they are the Cherokee, not that they are part Cherokee. Like, your grandparents will be like, yeah, I'm full-blooded Cherokee, and then we come down to you, and you just a nigga and a African American and all this shit. You're not. Like, we was the tribal people. You know, they just made us forget. And then they instead of us remembering we were the tribal people, it's like Men in Black with the neuralizer. They embedded the story that these beings that they put, the Dravidians that they put there on the land, you know, that conquered us and shit. Because the human beings conquered us, and then they, like, started living on the land, nigga. Because, like, after the Emancipation Proclamation, we, like, basically signed over all the land to them, and we integrated with them. But in the midst of that, they made us forget we had the land in the first place, and now they're on the land, so now they can act like the tribal people with all the culture and shit. We had all that before them, you know? So now they can act like they have that. So, yeah, man, like, you know, Simba's fighting Nyla, and Nyla pins his ass, so she automatically knows, like, she's like, Simba? Or maybe, like, Simba says it first, like, Nyla? Yeah, because, like, they know immediately after she pins him, because his ass, a grown-ass lion, he's still soft, like, he's completely out of his essence. Now, like, she, in her essence, like, she just pins him with ease, nigga. Like, that should never happen, you know? So, yeah, she's, like, super glad that she finally, because they thought Simba was dead. That's what Scar went and told them. Like, he told him Mufasa died. I think he told him that both of them died in the stampede. You know, I think that's what Scar told him. And then he was like, yeah, I'm going to be the king, you know. And then he's like, from now on, the hyenas are going to live with us. And all that hyena army, like, moved in after he said that. So, you know, Pride Rock is completely fucked up. That's what Nyla's telling him. You know, she's telling him that, like, Pride Rock is, like, took over by Scar, and that, like, he let the hyenas come up and eat up everything, you feel me? Like, if you don't come back home, because I don't, like, they do some, like, you know, bonding and shit. They have a whole song where they're bonding. Timon and Pumbaa are like, damn, we're gonna lose our trio. You know, he's gonna like go back to his essence, nigga. That's another lion, you know. So yeah, they bond and shit, and eventually she tells him like what's up, like that Scar is like, you know, let the hyenas on the pride land, and that is just completely fucked up. Like there's no plant life, there's no wildlife because they done ate up everything. You know, Scar has the lionesses, which is all the lions, because there's only the only male lion over there is Scar. So all the lions are fucking hunting for the hyenas. You feel me? They're getting the scraps and shit of what the hyenas don't eat. So like they're doing all the hunting and shit, and like everything's gone. So like you know, that's what she tells him, and he's like, well, I don't give a fuck, you know, that's the past me. She's like, you're supposed to be the king, and he's like, yeah, maybe in the past. He's like, you know, things are different now. And he said, Hakuna Matata. She's like, what? And he's like, you know, it means no worries, and that's what I've learned out here, you know. And he's like, yeah, I'm not finna go back home, you know. I can't go back home. And he doesn't tell Nyla like what he, you know, he doesn't tell Nyla the truth that he feels that as though he killed Mufasa. So she doesn't know like what's up with him. She's like, yeah, Simba, you're different. You wouldn't, the old you would have never like done that. You would have came back home after I told you all this. And he's like, well, you don't know me and you can't tell me what to do. And he runs off. So Nyla, she's just chilling with Timon and Pumbaa, nigga, like, and he runs off, nigga, and he runs off. He gets to looking in the sky, in the stars. He looks up at the stars, and he's like, yeah, Father, you said you would always be here for me, and you're not here, you know. Oh, and before all that, like somewhere in between that, I think while like Nyla and Simba are having their song and shit, can you feel the love tonight, you know? Because like Simba and Nyla were supposed to get married and shit. Like that's what Zaza tells them, like when they're cubs, like this is gonna be your future husband and this is gonna be your future wife. So fucking Rafiki, like, oh, I was on point. So like Simba says that, and then he, you know, he's sad, so he just plops down in some plants, and then the fucking pollen and the plant petals and whatever, it all like flies up, and like the wind takes it. So Rafiki, you know, he's like super in tune with spirituality and shit. Like he's like, you know, meditating and doing spirit work and shit. He's tuned in with the wind and shit. So the wind guides that shit to him. He catches it. Like he's sitting on top of a tree. He catches that shit, and then he goes back into his little area and he puts that shit in a turtle shell. You know, he grabs a fruit, he's eating it, he's like, he shifts it up, like he's reading this shit, like, so this goes into us, nigga, we're tapped into the wind and shit. Like, it wasn't just a coincidence that the wind brought that shit all the way to him, because it was like, it had Simba's essence on it. He plopped down into the shit and it flew up in the wind. The wind is in tune, like the wind, Rafiki is like in tune with the wind, so it brought that shit to him. That's how we were. Like all throughout the movie, like all the animals and shit are like warning Mufasa and shit. Like a groundhog warns him that the hyenas are on the Pride Lands, and he has to go take care of it and shit. That's when he goes and talks to Scar. Like fucking Mufasa has to go handle one of the hyenas that are on the Pride Lands. Like the fucking gopher or groundhog or whatever comes out the ground and is talking to him like this is what they would do with us. Like we were in tune with everything. Like everything would talk to us and speak to us and let us know shit. You feel me? We were just in tune like that. So when that represents, like, that's what fucking groundhogs would do with us back then, nigga. And if we were tapped in right now, it would pop out the ground and speak to us telepathically and shit. You feel me? The wind talks to us, and like, you know, it guides us and guides things to us and shit like that. Like that's what I'm basically explaining. Like it wasn't just pure coincidence that shit floated to him. The wind is in tune with Rafiki. They have a connection. So that shit brought that, and the wind knows who fucking Simba is. It's like, nigga, this is the fucking heir to the throne. I gotta go tell Rafiki. Now they didn't say all this shit in the movie, but I'm telling y'all this. The wind knows who fucking Simba is. Like the wind knows who you are. You know, it should get real deep, y'all. Like we are in tune with everything. Like, you know, so the wind goes and tells him Simba's alive, and he's super happy. Everybody's happy that Simba's alive because they all thought he was dead, man. And Pride Rock is just in ruins, you feel me? Now that represents them actually beating us in the war, nigga. And now Pride Rock is in ruins, nigga. There ain't no female trees that just birth fruit. We don't have no connection to nothing. Ain't no ancient trees around. The pyramids are decapped. Everything's fucked up. The hyenas done took over Pride Rock. You know, like, you feel me? There ain't no heirs to the throne. You feel me? The guys are asleep playing with Timon and Pumbaa. So Timon and Pumbaa represent the human beings that live amongst us. You feel me? They're cool with us not being in our essence. You feel me? But as soon as you get to talking this shit like this, like we are the proper heir to the thrones, you ain't gotta say nothing violent. They don't like that shit. They know it. You feel me? They know what that means for them, because they still benefit off of like their ancestors that defeated us and conquered us and shit. You feel me? Like, they benefit off of these laws and shit. You feel me? They benefit completely off this. We're at the bottom of the barrel on our own planet. So like, and everybody knows this. They know this shit. Like, everything, like, we the only ones that don't know we're the gods. They know damn well we're gods, y'all. They don't know that we are gods by like the word. They know that we are like something more. They know that they can't take the sun and shit. They know that we can. They know that we are stronger and shit. They know, like, that's why they like us in sports and shit. We're entertaining to them. You know, before that, nigga, they put us in circus and shit if we had our DA unlocked, nigga. Like, they like that shit, but they know who we are. That is what I'm telling you. The human beings that live amongst us, you know, they know that we're something more than what they say, because they don't tell them who we are either, nigga. They just tell the human beings that they're superior to us through social engineering, you know, when they're not at all. They know that, you feel me? They just be feeling that. That's why they be talking a lot of shit, you feel me? You know, so yeah, man, that's very important, that these human beings, like, they don't really fuck with, like, only a small amount of them really fuck with us. A lot of them are racist, you feel me? Like, they might not be fucking violently racist, they might not say it out loud, but if you're sitting here saying the shit that I'm saying, I'm not saying nothing wrong when I'm saying that we are gods. We're the aboriginal beings of the land. We had all these abilities and shit, and they don't. Like, that's real facts. That's why all this slavery and shit ever happened. That's why they hung us and shit, because we're connected to these trees, you feel me? Like, we're connected to the soil and shit. Like, you know, that's why they do these blood rituals and shit. You know, our blood is cosmic, nigga, and it's divine, nigga. They need that shit to power their spells, you feel me? So like when Simba is sitting here like befriending Timon and Pumbaa and shit, that is exactly what that means, you feel me? They're absolutely cool with you, but as soon as you try to like get in your essence, because in your essence, that means that they can't, you know, that your alliance supposed to eat a fucking meerkat and a pig. So like, him being in his fucking essence, that's bad for them. You know, that's what they think. Like, you feel me? Like, we don't eat them or nothing, but like, we're definitely gonna get the planet right if we wake up. That's what this is about. Like, if we wake up, nigga, the planet's gonna come back to us and they can't have it anymore, you feel me? And that shit's over with. All this shit that because everything we do is unnatural. We're supposed to be intertwined with nature, you feel me? Like, and that goes over y'all head, because y'all aren't connected to nature. Y'all just think, oh, the sun's hot, oh, the fucking flies bite, or the you know, because like, we think of Avatar, we literally like lived in nature. Everything that we had connected with nature, and like, it didn't hurt it. But we had civilization and shit, you know, before they came and re-rocked everything and made us live in houses that, you know, hold our energy in place and shit, you feel me? Like, we had everything in a natural order, like in nature. We had fucking cities that flew. I mean, we had flying islands and cities and shit. Like we had everything, but it was all connected to nature, you know? So, you know, that'll go over y'all head. Y'all gotta meditate on shit like that, you know? I can't explain everything. I'm not supposed to explain everything. I'm just supposed to tell y'all what I'm supposed to tell y'all, and then keep it pushing, you know? Y'all can believe it or not. You know, I'm not here to convince y'all of nothing. I'm not here to do nothing but help the frequency on the planet and give y'all the information that y'all are ready for. You know, we're in the age of Aquarius. So, like, we're not in the age of believing shit no more. We're in the age of know, and we're in the age of new knowledge and shit. Well, not new knowledge. This knowledge has been around, but it's been dormant inside of us. So, you know, if you guys can't understand it, that's absolutely okay. You just meditate on it and get your own insight from it, you know? So, yeah, bruh, we can't be chilling with Timon and Pumbaa, you know? like they don't have our best interests at heart. You feel me? That, and that, you know, that's like racism in itself. When I be like saying this shit and they get mad, that's racism. Like, I've had a lot of white people and shit that I'm cool with, but once I jump in my divinity and I'm not like the Matrix nigga no more, they get like offended. But fuck them, like, 'cause that's racist. You feel me? Like, you know damn well we're gods. You know damn well we're connected to this nature. You know damn well we were the heir to this. You know this. You know that we're different from you guys. You know that we're not human beings. That's so important, like, because they're only cool with us as long as we're protecting them. Like, a lot of us be protecting the human beings and shit, and that's cool. But like, don't forget who you are. You know, don't forget who y'all are, gods, goddesses. Like, you know, and don't forget who they are. Don't forget who their ancestors is. Like, if they're vibrating high, they on our team. You know, but vibrating high means that you can admit that we are the aboriginal beings, that we are the gods of this land. You gotta be able to admit that, because that's true, and that's where we're going back to. That's what all this is about. We're going back to that. This fucking Matrix is over with. Like, this whole way, their world is done. That's what the apocalypse and all that shit is about. Their world is done. Our world is coming back. We're going back to our natural order. We're going back to being the kings and goddesses and queens and gods of this land. You feel me? You know, that's why we're talking about the Lion King right now. He had to go back and be the fucking king. You can't let Scar do this shit. That's why it's important to wake up. That's why it's important. You know, you can't let Scar do this shit. Like, once you, like, it's okay to have this spiritual journey, but, you know, a lot of these spiritual people are lying to y'all. They're not telling you this shit, that they're not really on their journey for real. They're not really tapped in. That's where you get to on your journey. Like, if you're like a god and goddess, like, human beings should be speaking that message too. Like, because y'all can't get right unless we're right. Y'all can't ascend unless we ascend. You know, we have the keys for y'all. You know, y'all can't get nowhere. Like, you feel me? Like, we're nature, nigga. Like, y'all ain't gonna be able to fucking connect to fucking source, which is nature and shit. You're not gonna be able to connect to source if we can't. You know, we give life to all of this shit. So, like, you feel me? You can't just go straight to trying to fuck with nature without trying to, like, fuck with us. Like, that's not how it works. You know, that's what we mean. Like, we're gods, nigga. Like, we are literally gods. I'm gonna keep saying it just like that, because not enough people say it like that. Like, we are fucking literal, fucking biologically, we are different. They grow tails and shit at birth. Like, they have to get their tails cut. Like, that's a real fact. Google that shit. Like, Google, do human beings grow tails? We're not human beings. Like, we're gods. We don't grow tails. We can take the sun. We give life to the sun. You know, they can't take that shit. We don't have to put sunscreen on or none of that. Like, we're completely biologically different. And it's very important. You know, that's part of the spiritual journey. Like, you know, that's just what's on the hush, nigga. Like, that's part of the spiritual journey. And once you're on your spiritual journey, you gotta fucking go back to Pride Rock, nigga. You gotta like jump in your divinity and get in this war. We're already at war. You feel me? You have a part in this war to play too. You feel me? And the war is against the cabal in them, like the fucking fallen angels, the malevolent human beings. You know, the good human beings are going to be on our side in the war. You know, that's a very small percentage of them. You feel me? Like, them ones that be like, they can't take this information, they're racist, and they're riding with Zeus. They're gonna like try to keep this system going by all means. You feel me? Like, this shit is over with. This is completely over with. You know, y'all don't even know it yet. You know, but so yeah, Rafiki goes to where Simba is, right? Because like, Simba's sitting there, you know, sad and shit, and he's trying to figure shit out because he don't know who the fuck he is. So Rafiki, he's sitting there dancing in a tree, and Simba's like, look at this crazy monkey. Simba's like, look at this crazy monkey, and he walks off. Rafiki follows him and starts singing and shit again and dancing, and Simba's like, can you knock it off? And Rafiki gets to talking to him. He's like, do I know you? And he said, Rafiki said, no, but I know you. And he's like, you don't know me. He's like, yeah, you're Mufasa's boy. And that grabs Simba's attention. He's like, hold on, And then he goes and chases Rafiki down, and Rafiki's in a meditative state. Like, he's sitting there with his legs crossed in a meditative state. And fucking Simba goes up to him and it's like, how do you know my father? And, they get to talking and shit. And, Simba's like, well, it doesn't matter because he's dead anyway. And then Rafiki's like, no, he's not. And he runs off again. He's like, here, I'll show you where he's at. And Simba goes and chases him. They go on a little chase. And then they end up at this water. And then, look, he said, if you want to see Mufasa, he's right there. And he's pointing towards the water. Simba goes and looks in the water. It's just his reflection. And he's like, no, it's not. That's just me. And then Rafiki said, no, look harder. And then he looks at it, and the reflection turns into Mufasa. And he's like, yeah, your father lives on in you. And yeah. At some point, he gets to asking Simba, like, who are you? And then, Simba doesn't really know. He's like, I don't really know who I am. And basically, the point is, like, he's trying to tell Simba that he doesn't know who he is. But, you need to go back home. Like, he's trying to help Simba remember who he is. Like, he keeps doing all this shit to try to reveal to him who he is. You feel me? Like, So Simba looks up into the sky, and he has this whole moment, like, with his dad. Like, his dad appears, like, he, like, manifests himself in the clouds, and he gets to talking to Simba, remember who you are. And he's like, yeah, you done, fell from your grace. Like, you're out here fucking around with Timon and Pumbaa. You're a whole, like, lion, nigga. You supposed to be out in Pride Rock handling your business. So Simba, like, Mufasa's like, just remember who you are. Y'all go and watch Lion King for yourself, because, like, I don't remember all the dialogue and shit. But, like, yeah, him popping up in the clouds is important, you feel me? Because, our ancestors, like, they can come out of the sky for one, but, they really talk to you through your thoughts and shit. Like Mufasa was inside him. He said Mufasa lives on in you. Like, when you meditate and shit, you can, like, tap into them and talk to them. They're already talking to you through your thoughts. They're all the positive thoughts inside of you, and all the negative thoughts aren't you. You feel me? And they're not good. You're not supposed to listen to your negative thoughts. You're just supposed to, separate them. Because if you're not used to that, you're just listening to all your thoughts, thinking that they're yours. That's what meditation is for. You're only supposed to listen to your positive thoughts. That's how you're gonna, like, get where you need to be. And everything's gonna start making sense. You feel me? They're like, the ancestors can talk to you physically too. They can talk to you if you're in a long meditative state, they can talk to you. They can talk to you in your dreams. They talk to you through synchronicities and shit. Like, you can divinate them. It just depends on, like, everybody's different. You feel me? Like, you don't need nobody to tell you how to connect to source. Like, you know how to connect to them. Everybody connects to source different because everybody's different. You connect to source however you connect to them. You just meditate. Like, everybody, that's universal. Everybody need to be meditating and shit. So, Mufasa appears in the fucking clouds. Remember who you are. And that's what you guys need to do. Y'all need to remember who you are. Y'all forgot who y'all were. And fucking Scar is, harassing everybody on Pride Rock. These niggas is bullying us, nigga. Like, y'all need to remember who y'all are so that y'all can properly protect your kids and shit. Like, properly protect the animals and the plants and, your family and shit. Like, you supposed to be tapped into this. Like, you supposed to be tapped into your real essence, not eating bugs and shit with Timon and Pumbaa. You're not supposed to be eating meat and fucking, I mean, I'm not telling y'all, you work on that at your own time, because we eat meat now. That's just the thing. But, like, you definitely can, like, separate yourself from all this bullshit. You feel me? Like, you're not supposed to be doing what humans do. You feel me? Like, you're a god. And so, like, you have your own essence. You feel me? And you go and find your essence for you. I'm not going to tell you what guys are supposed to do. You meditate, for sure. And then just study our culture. Study what resonates with you. You feel me? Like, you're not supposed to be doing nothing low frequency. I'll tell you that. Like, all we do is low frequency shit. You can separate from that. You feel me? That's what human beings do, because they don't connect to divinity. They can't. Like, they're rising masters. Y'all are fucking rising ascended masters and fucking ascended masters. Like, meaning, like, y'all have lived many lifetimes and shit. I'm trying to stay on topic, man. Like, but this is very fucking self-explanatory. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When I'm sitting here saying like, get back to your essence, I don't have to explain to you what your essence is. Like, that's like fucking Simba. They didn't have to explain to Simba what his essence was. They didn't even have to really tell him nothing. Like, Rafiki smacked him around with that stick a couple times. And you're like, yeah, the past can hurt. Because, like, Simba figured it out after he talked to his dad. He's like, yeah, I need to go back. You know, it's going to hurt and it's going to, you know, it's going to be hard, but I need to do it. And then Rafiki smacked his shit. He's like, what'd you do that for? You know, that hurt. And he's like, true, but it was in the past. And Simba's like, well, the past, he said, well, it still hurt. And Rafiki's like, true, the past does hurt. The past can hurt. You feel me? Like, I want to get over this shit. Like, Simba didn't want to take on his divinity because he felt like he was less than, because he, you know, he regretted shit. That's what I'm saying. That's why I started this off by, y'all need to get out of these low frequencies and shit. Y'all can't get the information y'all need on low frequencies. It's what meditation is also for. It's going to bring you up in frequency, you feel me? Like, all this low frequency music, like talking about killing and all that shit, you don't want to be listening to that. I'm just going to briefly go through some shit you don't want to be doing. You don't want to be drinking. You don't want to be going to the club and shit. Unless you actually going to be dancing and doing high frequency shit. You want to stay away from a lot of people. Because everybody fucking sleep. You got to wake up. So you got to separate. You know, you want to, like, actually seek some knowledge out. Now we're in the age of discernment, nigga. Like, this knowledge is all around you. You know how to discern it. If you listen to me, you know how to discern real from the fake. These niggas aren't telling you guys to go back to your fucking essence and your divinity and fucking get ready for this war. You feel me? Start weaponizing yourself with knowledge. Like, learn who these people are. These motherfuckers have never changed. You feel me? The only people that have changed and forgot is us. You know, they've never changed, right? So yeah, you want to get in tune with who you are. You know, start watching, you know, all the answers in society, y'all. Cause I don't, you know, I'm gonna tell y'all to go watch lectures and shit, but you probably don't need to do that. You know, you can get the answers however you see fit. You feel me? This shit is all over the place, especially now. Like, everything's telling you to go back to source. You feel me? Like, you definitely gotta separate yourself though from people that aren't on the same frequency as you, because all they're gonna do is lower your frequency. You know, I'm not trying to like be front, like it's too self-explanatory for me to sit here and explain what you shouldn't do when you know what you shouldn't do and what you should do. Just like Simba knew he needed to go back to Pride Rock and challenge Scar, so that's what he does. He goes running, and Simba's like, yeah, hell, I mean, Rafiki's like, hell yeah, like, he's going back. The king is back. You feel me? The king woke up and remembered who he was. That's what y'all need to do. And go back to Pride Rock and challenge Scar. You feel me? Now, I'm not saying don't do nothing fucking radical. I'm saying, like, just prepare and meditate and get your aura field on the right frequency. You know? So that, you know, because they're already getting down on us. You know, we're getting ready for this war right now. And the way you get ready for this war is knowledge of self. You feel me? You know, you don't have to do shit violent. Just get ready, like, get ready with knowledge of self. That's all you guys need to understand. So, you know, yeah, he's going back to Pride Rock. Fucking Nala goes and talks to Rafiki, and she goes and run. He tells her that he's going back to Pride Rock, so she goes back to Pride Rock, and then, you know, Simba's looking at Pride Rock like, oh my god, like, what the fuck has happened? You know, that's kind of like represents like what happens when we wake up, you feel me, and like see this shit for what it is now. Like, it's like, damn, bro, they really like fucked the planet up. It ain't a forest no more. The planet was a big ass forest, you feel me? You know, now it's all industrial revolutionized, nigga. Like, you feel me? Everything is unnatural, you feel me? And like, they're just getting down on us, nigga. Like, the hyenas are all over Pride Rock, you feel me? So Simba goes up. Scar is like, you know, harassing Sarabi, which is Simba's mom. He's like, why ain't y'all been hunting? And she's like, there ain't shit to hunt. We done hunted everything. The fucking animals, the fucking herds done moved on, because they don't have no water and shit to drink. Everything dried up, you feel me? Because look, him being gone, it made the fucking weather change, nigga. Like, that's all frequency and shit. Nigga, like, Scar, cause like we bring the sun out and shit. Nigga, like, when we get high in frequency, you can literally bring the sun out and shit. You know, that's, yeah, like that. You can do that shit right now. Like, if you want to see the sun will come out for you, because that's what it do. Like, we are in charge of this shit still. You are still guys right now, you know. So we bring the sun out wherever we come. Like, but Scar, since he fell in frequency, you feel me, that everything dried up around him. Like, everything was gone. They done, you know, all the water, it stopped raining, you feel me, like, so all the water dried up. So the herds moved on. They're moving out of Pride Rock. So, like, that's what Sarabi says. We need to go. We need to move from Pride Rock. It's over with. Scar's like, no, we're not going nowhere. And then she's like, then you have sentenced us to death. And he said, so be it. And, you know, and she's like, you can't do that. And then he smacks her. And then Simba sees that shit, pisses him off, and he goes and confronts Scar. Scar automatically thinks it's Mufasa, nigga, because Simba's grown now. He kind of looked like Mufasa. You know, he a grown lion, you feel me? Remember, there wasn't that many lions, like male lions around. It was only Scar, Simba, and Mufasa. So, like, they definitely needed Simba to protect them, just like the goddesses definitely need us to protect them. That's what that represents, you feel me? Masculine energy. Like, they done killed masculine energy, you feel me? Or they have the masculine energy fighting itself instead of, like, protecting, you feel me? Like, and that's not our fault, it's them. They did that shit. They used technology just like Scar did. He's like doing all this shit behind the scenes, nigga. Like, he didn't even have to get his hands dirty, nigga. He got everybody doing his bidding for him. You know, he didn't, like, you know, like Timon and Pumbaa, they use technology to have fucking Simba fighting Nyla. Like, that's not supposed to be happening. You feel me? Like, so, you know, the one thing cool about Timon and Pumbaa is that they did help take Pride Rock back. Now, this represents the high vibrational human beings that are going to help us actually take this back, because there has always been high vibrational human beings that have always helped us, you feel me? They always weren't with their system, or they weren't with the fucking system, nigga. They weren't with their ancestors that are with fucking us up, because, like, majority of them is with that shit, like, but a small percentage of them is with actually helping us. Like, a lot of them helped us escape from slavery and shit back in the day, you feel me? Like, we've had, like, good human beings that help, you feel me? There's always been good human beings, you feel me? It's just a small percentage, you know, because it's not in their DNA to actually help. It's in their DNA to fucking be, like, you know, animals and shit, bro. That's like what they're spliced with. So it's in their genetics to, like, for war and, you know, anything but peace and shit. Like, they gotta, like, really work on that. They gotta, like, open their pineal gland and, you know, meditate and smoke weed and do yoga and listen to good music, high vibrational music. You know, like, we literally brought weed here through portals, you know, because weed comes from the Canis Major star system. Like, we smoke weed in the astrals and shit. We literally brought weed down here for the human beings to help, like, to open their pineal gland, you know, so that they can stop being so heinous, nigga. Like, that's where the hippie movement came from. We had all types of hippies and shit helping us, nigga. They were, like, riding with us, nigga. Make love, not war and shit. And they killed the hippie movement. They don't fuck with that. Like, that's what I'm saying. If you ain't with them, then, you know, they already against the human beings that live amongst us, and like, they treat them better than us, but, like, they still don't give a fuck about them, you feel me? Like, that's just the facts, you feel me? And those hippies realize that shit. They like, man, we with them, bro. We with what's right, you know. And they killed them hippies too, you feel me? That's why there ain't no fucking hippie movement no more. They infiltrated and killed that off. So you know, Timon and Pumbaa represent the high vibrational human beings that's gonna, like, help us in this war take the shit back, which there will be some, you feel me? Like, and by some I mean a lot, like, but the fucking majority of their species is, like, evil, you feel me? It's what Malcolm X was talking about, like, you know, you gotta just call a spade, that, like, they do evil shit, like, and we all know the fucking government evil, you know, But like the only reason the human beings that live amongst us are evil is because like they've been socially engineered to be that way. They're socially engineered because they show them all these movies like Roots and shit. That engineers us to feel less than because we fucking created everything. Like, you know, that engineers us to feel less than, and it engineers them to make them feel like they are fucking slave masters and they can do whatever they want and shit like that, and that they're superior. That's where, like, you know, they be feeling, that's where like white supremacy comes from, like amongst us. Then there's literal white supremacists that run the world, you feel me? You know, along with extraterrestrial races and shit, you know. So yeah, Timon and Pumbaa come and help them take Pride Rock back. So like pretty much the Simba challenges Scar, and Scar knows he can't fuck with Simba. You know, he couldn't fuck with Simba when he was a cub. So like he gets to use working that tricknology on Simba, like, you know, why don't you tell them who killed Mufasa? And then Simba gets to like get in doubt. It immediately like weakens him. You feel me? Like it weakens him, bro. Like it makes him think that, you know, he killed his father. He gets to start griefing and doubting himself, and, you know, just being sad. And so he goes into a low frequency, you know, which makes him susceptible to Scar's attacks and shit. So like yeah, he ends up telling him, he's like, yeah, why don't you tell him, because all the lionesses are surrounding Scar and Mufasa. They're like, yeah, why don't you tell them what really happened? And he's like, yeah, Mufasa died because of me. And that fucks them up. They're like, say it ain't so, Simba. You know? And he's like, yeah. And then Scar immediately gets to like working more tricknology. He just gets to like talking that shit to him. And he's like, yeah, you did this and you did that. And he's like, no, it was an accident. No, I didn't mean to. It wasn't on purpose. And, you know, I think he attacks him. I think Scar starts fighting I think Simba, fuck, nigga, hold on. Simba, I think Scar starts fighting Simba right after that, you feel me? Like, while he's going through his, you know, doubts and shit. So, and then the hyenas jump in, and, okay, I remember now. Because I couldn't remember what happened right there. Yeah, Scar tries to fight Simba. He's not fighting him. He keeps working this tricknology on him. Like, and it's backing Simba up. Like, he's walking towards Simba. Like, yeah, you did this and that. And then Simba's backing up. And he backs up to a fucking, he backs up to the edge of Pride Rock. Just like Mufasa, like, he was on the edge of Pride Rock and Scar threw him off. He backs up and he falls off Pride Rock. Like, and he's hanging just like Mufasa was. And then Scar comes close to him. He whispers in his ear. And he's like, I have a secret to tell too. And he's like, I killed Mufasa. And then off that, like, now that Simba knows, like, what actually happened, that just completely fucking, you know, the truth sets him free. My bad, I was pressing something. The truth sets him free, and he immediately jumps up. Like, he fucking pulls himself up and tackles Scar. He gets to fighting him, you know? And, yeah, he beats Scar up a little bit, and then they get to talking some more. Scar realizes Scar already knew from the jump he was no match for Simba. So, like, you know, Scar's like, all right, Simba, I give up. You're the king, and, you know, what do you want for me to prove my undying loyalty, you know? And he's being serious, too. Like, you can tell, like, Scar is actually serious for the time being. Like, you know, he's Scar. He's never going to change. But, you know, he's really, like, waving the white flag. And Simba's like, he's like, well, what do you want me to do to prove my undying loyalty to you? And then Simba's like, you know, you run away and never come back. Like, he's banishing him. And then Scar acting like he's finna do it. He's like, okay, Simba, I'll do that. And then, like, before that, this is a very important part. Because remember, I told you Scar represents, he represents Zeus as well as, like, all the fallen, because he represents the reptilians, the Palladians, but he also represents fucking Zeus. So, and you can tell, like, this is why I'm saying that, because lightning strikes this dry shrub, and then, like, everything sets on fire. Like, lightning comes out of nowhere. That represents, like, Zeus's abilities. Like, lightning and shit, that's Zeus's ability. So, like, lightning strikes the shrubs and shit, and, like, everything's on fire around them, you know? So, yeah, like, Scar takes advantage of that. He takes advantage of some, like, ash on the ground, and he, like, throws that shit on Simba's face, and then he starts fighting him. So like, you gotta keep weakening him. He can't fight him straight on. That's very important. They can't fight us straight on. They gotta weaken us, nigga. Like, they've always weakened us. Like, they never fought us straight on. Like, the first thing they did when they conquered was knock the pyramids down and knock the crystal towers down and fucking cut the fucking trees down. All that shit made us shrink in frequency, nigga. And then, like, then they fought us. You feel me? But like, you know, they used us against us. Like, they had the Moors under spells. That's who was teaching them how to like walk upright and shit, you know. Yeah, if y'all want to know more about this, go watch the University of Cosmic Intelligence. It's Rashad Jamal's YouTube class. Like, YouTube University. He teaches all that type of shit. Everything I'm talking about, he teaches and goes in on that. So I don't have time to go all the way back. You know, I've talked about this shit in like my other videos and stuff. But I don't want to just leave you guys hanging. Y'all go check that out. Now, all of my information does not come from Rashad. It comes from within. You know, everything I'm telling y'all comes from within. It comes from the soul. I'm channeling this information. So, yeah, like, you know, I'm not regurgitating shit. You feel me? I might say something that they've said, you know, just to prove a point. Because it's true. You feel me? Like, but I'm not just regurgitating that shit. This is completely different from what he said about, like, Lion King. You know, we had a couple of the same points. You know, I'm really channeling this information, you know. So this is coming from me, because somebody had asked me one time, like, they like, are you getting this from somebody? I said, no, all my information that I'm telling y'all comes from me. I'm not sitting here just saying what other people say. I don't do that shit, you know. I meditate and I come from within. I come from within just like you guys can. All of this information that we're all saying is inside of you guys. Like, you guys have the same information and more. Whatever source reveals to you, you guys have this information too. So, like, you know, you don't need me to tell you. You don't need a book to tell you. You don't need any type of source. You know, you don't need to search for this information. It's already in you. You don't need to research. Like, you have the original search within. You know, you search yourself. You have everything is in you. Everything is within you, and you can tap into all of this shit. You feel me? They just don't want you to know that. That's why they keep you working and distracted and keep throwing this entertainment out here. The only reason they do any of that, they don't fucking like you. They want to entertain you so that you don't ever realize, like, you're Simba, nigga, and you gotta go get Pride Rock back. That's what all this is about. You feel me? They don't need you knowing who you are. So it's imperative, nigga, to keep you weakened. All that shit keeps you weakened too, nigga. Like, they put people into play. Like, all these celebrities and shit in play. They know this shit. They're not allowed to say this shit. They keep them in play to lie to y'all and tell y'all what they want you to hear. That's why all the music is not positive. You think I'm the only person that knows this shit? Nigga, all these niggas know this shit. They don't talk about it though. Nigga, none of them talk about this shit, because they know what the fuck would happen if J. Cole actually broke this shit down and Kendrick Lamar actually broke this shit down. They'll throw little shit. Oh, I'm a Naki and whatever Kendrick Lamar is saying now, because we're in the age of Aquarius. He wasn't talking about this shit before, but he's always known this shit. They all know this shit. You feel me? All of them. You feel me? They be like putting it in code and shit. You feel me? Like, but the main thing, they're gonna stay away from it so they can keep distracting you. You know, that's what they get paid to do. They ain't gonna put nobody in play. They censor everybody. You feel me? They censor everybody that's really saying the shit. Like, niggas like Dr. Umar can say whatever they say, because, like, he's still spreading division and shit. He ain't telling y'all the truth. He's not really telling y'all who y'all are for real. You know, it's just that simple. Y'all are Anunnaki gods. Y'all come from Sirius X. Y'all created this planet and got conquered by extraterrestrials. And you guys are all these stories of superheroes and shit, and like the Greek gods and all that. These are all our stories before they conquered and re-rocked the shit. You know, like, y'all have all the answers within you. You know, y'all have all these answers within you. So yeah, you know, he fighting Scar, and even though he like threw that ash on his face, he can still whoop Scar ass. You know, he get the whooping Scar, and they're fighting, and Scar actually gets the upper hand for a brief moment. He like jumps through the flames. He jumps through these flames. He's trying to like pounce on Simba, and Simba like fucking kicks him backwards into like behind, like he falls off the cliff, and now he down there. But he tries to blame the hyenas for like what he does. He's like, the hyenas made me do it, you know, and they didn't fuck with that. You know, the hyenas didn't fuck with that. You know, That just represents Zeus. Like, he'll throw, like, Zeus will do that. Like, he'll throw his, and not even just Zeus, the whole hierarchy, human beings, the shadow government, they will throw their own under the bus. That's what they've already done. Like, these human beings that live amongst us, they put them down here for the sole purpose for this rise. Just like this movie has all this shit already written out, nigga, they know we're gonna rise back. How do you think that they had all of, they had Scar take over Pride Rock, and then had Simba forget who he was? That's where we're at right now. And then had Simba remember who he was and take Pride Rock back. That's every fucking movie damn near, nigga. They know what's gonna happen. They already prepared for this shit. This is where, like, all of their attacks and shit come into play. Like, this is where them vaccinating us come into play. Like, nigga, they was talking about vaccinating the mutants, you feel me, in fucking X-Men 3. That's way long ago, nigga. They know this shit's happening. They know what the fuck's up. You feel me? This is in damn near every movie, and this is what the story is. This is what's going on, fam. They know who we are. You know, they always knew he was gonna rise back up. So they threw human beings in here to, like, live amongst us just for this time, because a lot of us is gonna try to, like, crash out on them, because that's all we see. You feel me? We know that we're being fucked with, but all we see is the human beings that live amongst us. So, like, this is where we come into play. Us that know we're supposed to be like, no, like, we're not crashing out on human beings that didn't do shit to us. These righteous human beings are gonna, like, side with us, and we're gonna all focus our energy on the fucking main enemy for once, because that's usually what happens. They usually put the focus on other people. Like, they have us fighting each other, have us fighting amongst each other. Like, no, we're trying to actually fight the actual enemy now. You feel me? So, you know, yeah, he fucking threw them hyenas under the bus, and they weren't fucking with that, and they turned on him. They ate his ass, like, while he was down there. They like, oh, because, you know, they never was worried about Scar. Like, that's a big thing. Like, the hyenas was like, that's the kind of, like, I mean, that's kind of like, that's them talking shit about Zeus, even though they are worried about Zeus a little bit, but, like, not as much as they're worried about us. We're the righteous ones. They know Zeus ain't as strong as us. They damn near beat Zeus on Nern. You feel me? Zeus had to put them on planet Egypt because, like, they turned on him on Nern. You know, so they know, like, he's got limits to him. He's not as strong as us. They've seen what all we do. Like, they know, like, that's what all these superhero movies and shit is about. It's about us. Megamind's about Zeus, nigga, and fucking the nigga Megamind's trying to kill, what's his name? Metro Man. That's about us. Like, we like the Viltrumites and shit. We have all the abilities of Superman and more. Like, nigga, like, we, like, they can't even, like, really describe us. That's how strong we are. Them making logic, like, them trying to, like, explaining, like, how these superhero abilities work and shit, you know, that's like us trying to explain to them how some of our abilities work. That's how they even know some of this shit. You know, they made logic in general to, like, stop us from tapping back into these abilities. You feel me? Logic don't really exist. Fucking Aristotle made fucking logic, nigga. Google it. Aristotle created logic, nigga. Like, if logic was real, shit would have always been around, nigga. You know, logic ain't real, nigga. They made logic for this moment in time, like, for to enslave us, nigga, to make us think that we can't do the shit we can do. When we know this, we know we can do this shit. You know, if you listen to me, you know damn well we can do this shit. You feel me? Like, you know it. You just, you know it. It's inside us. We feel this, nigga. We're connected to it. We're rising back up now. This is what all this is about. You feel me? So, fucking, hold on. My bad. I don't know if the camera went out. It probably did. I had to check my percentage. So, you know, yeah, they eat Scar, and, you know, they like the lionesses and shit, they, you know, the hyenas pretty much, like, you know, stop fighting, and they're like, they start fighting Scar, and then, you know, it's over with. They go back to their dead part of the land where they go, you know, and fucking Pride Rock is fucking restored, nigga, which is where we're heading back to. We're rising up, and nigga, we're gonna have to fight Scar. That's what I'm trying to prepare you guys for. Like, and that fight is way bigger than just two lions fighting, nigga. Like, you feel me? It's like the fucking light side versus the dark side. It's in the cosmos too. Everything is coming to a point of war, like, of the real battle. That's why we're all getting ready for it. Like, this battle is really gonna happen. You feel me? We can't be distracted. right now, because we're already at war in the cosmos and shit. It's already a whole spiritual war happening. Right now, we're like getting ready for the end of this shit. You feel me? All the fucking cards are on the table. Everybody's getting into place. You feel me? All the extraterrestrials are already here. You know, this shit's about to happen. They're gonna release all this shit they've been working on for 500 years to fucking stop us. They're gonna turn their technology up to the max, nigga. Like, yeah, you feel me? It's gonna, but they can't fool you. You're back into your divinity. You know, all you gotta do is meditate and do your soul purpose. You know, what you love to do, and which only you can do. You feel me? That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be doing what makes you happy on the planet, because that's what the fuck you're supposed to do. You know, everybody got a job here. You feel me? And everybody needs to be their innate natural self so everything can come into play, you know? So, I don't have to tell you what you do. You know what you do. You know what you love to do. You know what makes you happy. You know what you can do every single day for the rest of your life that just gives you fulfillment. Like, whatever fulfills your soul, that's what you're supposed to do on the planet. You ain't supposed to be working for them. That's part of the fucking spell work. You feel me? You ain't supposed to be chasing the money. Like, you know, let that money come to you. You a god. You manifest this shit, whether you believe it or not. I wouldn't be telling you this shit, whether you believe it or not. You don't need fucking money, nigga. Like, you really don't, nigga. Yeah, that's a spell, nigga. Money is a spell, sex is a spell, time is a spell, religion is a spell, and food is a spell. All this shit is what locks us into the matrix, nigga, and locks us into low frequencies. You don't need that shit, you know? And if you question that, you need to meditate on it. Just meditate on it. But you probably don't have time, nigga, like, because your ass is doing what you're not supposed to do. You need to break out of their system so that you have enough time to work on yourself. You need to heal, and you need to not be scared. A lot of y'all niggas is just scared to trust yourself. And you're never going to do what you need to do if you're scared. You know, if you're scared to stop working, then your ass might as well keep working and not care about the spiritual shit, because it's not no in between with this shit. Like, you can't be your full innate spiritual self. Like, there ain't even no point of trying it. If you're gonna keep working for them, you gotta like trust within yourself and trust the ancestors. Take the leap of faith, man. Like, you gotta like really trust yourself to get this knowledge and shit, and to get where you need to be at in life. We all know the Matrix don't work for nobody. Who the fuck has the Matrix worked for? Like, who the fuck has actually got rich in the Matrix, nigga? Nobody, nigga. Everybody that ever got anything, nigga, had to get out the Matrix, nigga, like, and think outside the box, nigga. You're never, ever gonna get where you need to be working for them. We know that. Why? Like, because motherfuckers will not believe me on that. I'm like, you're just scared. You're just scared and you don't trust yourself. Like, you need to trust yourself, man. Or, you know, and watch. Trust yourself, and that shit you'll never go wrong, man. Like, y'all don't even know that y'all never will go wrong. Y'all think this shit is like some doom and gloom. You gotta suffer. Like, no, nigga, like, you're gonna get attacked, you know, but you're gonna be A-okay. You're gonna be better off than where you was, nigga. Like, do you feel me? That's an absolute fact. You feel me? So, yeah, man, like, that's what all this represents, man. Like, you feel me? Fucking, y'all need to go watch The Lion King for yourself. You know, I just hit everything I needed to hit, but like, the songs and shit are important. You know, the visual is very important. Like, you actually need to see what's going on, like, you know, with your third eye. You know, see how it is. Like, get the feeling of that shit, you know, let it resonate with you. You know, we're pretty much done. Like, after that, you know, and then Simba has a kid, and then it's the circle of life. Everything comes around in a full circle. It all, like, you know, it all starts again without the fucking negative force that wasn't part of that circle of life. You know, he wasn't part of that shit. You know, Scar, that's why he separated himself. He knew he wasn't part of that shit. He knew he had some ill intent. He wasn't part of the circle of life, like this peaceful circle of like king, prince, and shit like that. You feel me? But this is for the goddesses too. Like, that same shit applies to y'all. Y'all need to go get Pride Rock back. Y'all aren't just lionesses. Y'all are the fucking queens, nigga. Y'all have the same fucking prestige as the king, nigga. There's no difference between y'all. Y'all have more prestige than us, nigga. Like, y'all are really like, how they fucking switch the energy. The queen is the fucking, it like chess, nigga. The queen can go everywhere. The king can only move in one spot. Like, nigga, like, really, if you get the queen, it's raps, nigga. Like, the queen is the fucking shit, nigga. Like, she everything that they told you the king is, nigga. Like, so, like, that's all, you know. But they're really talking about masculine energy, you feel me? Like, you know, y'all gotta go into y'all essence, you know. All the masculine beings are y'all supposed to be providing and protecting for the planet. You know, if you do have a goddess slash a female, a woman, or whatever, y'all need to be providing and protecting for them. You need to, like, don't ever let nothing happen to them. You feel me? You are the fucking power here. Y'all are like the protection. Y'all are the first line of defense. That's what masculine energy is all about. You feel me? You know, that's supposed to be a natural thing. You need to tap into your masculine side, you know? You know, no fear. Fear isn't real. So anything that you're scared of, that's why they be like, you need to face your fear, because, like, anything you're scared of, like, literally good shit is on the other side of that, because fear isn't real. Fear literally isn't real, you know? Your fear is just flat out not real. Like, it is not real. I know we've heard it, but, like, none of that shit's real. Like, all them low energies, like, fear for sure isn't real. Like, worry, that's not real. We don't, like, niggas done worried their whole life, and look where you at right now. You good. You feel me? You done did all this worrying, and you've been stressed your whole life, but you've been fucking good. So, like, what does that tell you? It's not real. You feel me? You need to be in your highest essence, nigga. You done spent your whole life worrying and fearing and stressing and doubting, but your ass is fine. You're fine right here listening to me. If you done got to right here in this point, you know, you're A-okay. You know, can't nothing bother you. You know, get on your path. You feel me? You know, ancestors will reveal what you need to do. They'll guide you, you know. All I'm doing is just reminding you guys, remember who you are, like Rafiki. Just remember who y'all are. Y'all need to remember who y'all are. That's what this is all about. Remember who y'all are. Y'all are one with everything. Y'all are the creators of everything. Y'all are way more than a Lion King. Y'all are the creators of all life that you see and all life that you don't see. You have all the power. You are the power that you seek. You are everything, and everything is you. You know? You have full dominion, not over just the animal, over everything. The fucking elements, the elemental beings. Like, you know, meditate. Because all you're doing is closing your eyes and realizing that you are everything and everything is you. That's all meditation is. You feel me? Like, everything's gonna come back to you at the end of the day. Everything comes back to you. You know? You know, you guys need to know the power that you have. Like, fucking Nyla was like, Simba, you're the only fucking one that can do this. You're the only one. You're the only one. You guys hearing me? Y'all are the chosen ones, the spiritual people. Y'all are the only ones that can do this. Everybody else is asleep. They're not gonna wake up. It's already over with. There ain't no waking up no more. Like, either your ass is on the verge of waking up or never going to. Like, there ain't no, like, you know, it ain't no waking up people that don't see it. They never will see it, you know? So, you just gotta get on your path, and everything's gonna make sense to you, you know? Everybody that is gonna wake up, you're gonna be inspired by you around you. You just do what you do, you know? And you're gonna do exactly what you need to on the planet. But this spiritual warfare is very real. Like, the higher you go in frequency, like, the more you get attacked. But, like, they can't bother you. They just try to hinder you, nigga. Like, all that. But look, all that shit Scar did to fucking try to, like, be the king and try to keep Simba gone from Pride Rock, none of that shit worked. Simba eventually came, and all that shit he was doing to get an upper hand on him, none of that shit worked, nigga. Simba still won. None of that shit works on us, nigga, is what I'm saying. Like, you feel me? All of that shit just for Simba to still win and Pride Rock to still be restored. That's written in fate, nigga. Like, you know, there ain't no in between with this shit. If y'all are listening to me, y'all are absolutely supposed to be, like, getting on this journey to the fullest of y'all ability. Y'all are only hindering y'allself, because there ain't no in between in this spiritual shit. Like, there ain't no balance to it. Like, let me balance, like, my material with the spiritual. Like, yes, you're on the material plane, but you are a fucking spirit. You are a spirit and a soul. There ain't no balance. Like, nigga, you ain't supposed to tune out spiritual shit. You supposed to go hard in that shit. You feel me? You supposed to go hard. Like, give it your utmost. Give it your all. You know, it's okay to, you know, ground yourself, but, like, nigga, like, your ass is supposed to give this shit your all. Like, and there ain't no trying. You either do or you don't, like fucking Yoda said. Like, you know, Gods don't do. Gods don't try. They do. You feel me? I don't know what Yoda said. He said, try not, do. He said, or do or don't, nigga, because he told him to lift the ship out the water. He's like, nigga, you either finna do it or you're not. Like, ain't no trying. There ain't no trying, y'all. Y'all do it or you don't. You feel me? Like, but you can keep running from your fucking fate, but like, just like Simba tried to. He was running from his fate, nigga. He kept trying to run from it. He ran from Nyla. Nyla tried to remind him. He ran from Rafiki. Rafiki tried to remind him. Like, no, you gotta do this shit. Nobody else can do it. Nigga, she told him, like, all the lions are gonna starve if you don't go back. Nigga, like, these planets, these animals, these elemental beings, they need you. You are the key to all this shit. You are the fucking source, nigga. You are source. Source is within you. All these ancestors are within you. All these answers are in you. You feel me? God is within you. You know? So, like, that's the key to this shit. Y'all need to remember that. Y'all need to remember who you are so that you can jump back and save Pride Rock. You feel me? Pride Rock literally just stands for, like, fucking this planet that was ours at first, nigga. The reason why they call it Pride Rock is because we're proud beings. We've done everything, nigga. We created everything. You know, like, that's our legacy. You feel me? That's our legend. You know, that's who we are. You know, but that's enough of this, y'all. Like, y'all go watch Lion King. You know, it's a beautiful movie. Listen to the songs. Listen to the words. Like, really pay attention to what they're saying in every song. The songs are important, especially Scar's song, Scar and Simba's song. You need to see how cocky Simba was to be the king. Like, he ain't even learned the responsibility of it. That's, you know, you can't be, like, be humble about your essence, you know, not too humble. Like, you need to know, like, you the whole shit and all that, but like, we're still equal to everything. You know, we're still equal to the human beings, although technically we're superior. I know all beings are equal. You know, all beings are equal. You feel me? You know, from the fucking atom, like from a fucking germ or whatever, to the smallest to the fucking biggest. You feel me? Like, everything is one. You know, everything is fucking one. You know, but there is a hierarchy. Like, your ass is the fucking Lion King, nigga. The lions were equal to everything, but they were the fucking kings. We are the fucking kings, nigga. You know that, yeah, bruh. So that's what it is. You know, I know this one was a little different, but I was just channeling this one, so it ended up getting this long. But you guys needed to hear it like this. Y'all needed to hear everything I was saying. You know, I thought this was gonna be 30 minutes because Lion King was simple for me. I'm like, yeah, we need to remember who we are and take back Pride Rock. But it gets deeper. You feel me? It always gets deeper than I first imagined. You know. But absolutely, you guys want to start meditating, man. Like, don't overthink meditation. Don't overthink it. Just sit with yourself. Sit with yourself and, like, listen to these thoughts you got. Like, you know, just monitor them. Don't take any on. Like, just monitor them. Just notice that, like, damn, nigga, these thoughts just keep coming. Eventually, they will stop, though, while you're monitoring. Like, in meditation, eventually your thoughts stop. And you just are. You just are. You feel me? That's how you learn. You feel me? The longer you meditate, the deeper you go. You feel me? But you do want to be in a quiet space. You can do it to music, but however you need to do it. You know, you listen to yourself. You are your own guide to this shit. You are your own guide to this shit, you know? But me personally, I like to meditate with nothing in my ears. I like to just listen to my surrounding and the world around me. I like to do it outside. I like to do it in the sun. Human beings, you should not meditate in the sun. You know, meditate in the shade. You can still connect to nature, though. You know, human beings absolutely meditate. But I definitely do not suggest you meditate in the sun. You know, gods, though, you should be meditating. I suggest you meditate in the sun. Face your pineal towards the sun and absorb that nutrients. Like, absorb it. Get used to this photon energy. It's not gonna hurt you. It just gets rid of the negative shit that's on you. You feel me? Be hydrated, though. You know, make sure you hydrate yourself. But you know, I just suggest you starting with that. If you want to take a deeper meditation, I suggest you breathe through your nose and out through your mouth. You know, breathe in through your nose for 3 seconds and hold. Breathe in through your nose and hold it for 3 seconds, like. And breathe out slowly. Breathe it out slowly, like as slow as you can. Hold on to that ether, you know, and just keep it going like that. Learn that routine, and what that will do, it'll help you sit there. Like, it's hard to just sit with yourself. Your energy will start, like, what that does, it like channels your energy in and out. So, like, you know, you're not just sitting there with balled up energy. Like, you're like releasing, you know, and taking. Like fucking Naruto Sage mode, nigga. Like, you're just taking in energy, because you can lose energy throughout the day talking to people. It builds your aura field back up, you know. So you're just taking in this ether, which is energy. You're taking in this ether, and you're releasing bad, like the bad energy and shit, you know, and just release it, you know. But you really can just sit there. You can just sit there like this. You just sit there like this. I roll my eyes up, not in the back of my head, but I look up towards my pineal gland, or I look up towards the sun. Like you can't see my eyeballs, but I'm looking towards where my pineal gland is. You feel me? That's just what I do. You know, you don't have to do none of that shit. To meditate, you don't have to do none of that shit. That's why I be telling people, just meditate. Just try it. Just try it and just keep going. 10 minutes. Start with 10 minutes. Just set your timer and meditate for 10 minutes. You know, and then bump it up to 30. And then do it 3 times a day. Like, when you wake up in the middle of the day, and do it like before you go to sleep. You know, that is gonna help you for sure. It's gonna help you get through this light codes, so that you can figure out who you are and get the guidance you need. And Source, like just you trying to be on that high frequency, Source is gonna meet you halfway, and you're gonna start getting synchronicity. You're gonna get messages and shit. Just like look, my advice is to, like, you know, you want to feed into your frequency. So I watch other spiritual teachers and shit, but you got to be careful, because a lot of these motherfuckers is lying. But you can learn from everything. Don't take nothing that nobody says that doesn't resonate with you. Don't take that shit in, because it's not supposed to resonate with you. Don't ever listen to nothing that you aren't feeling. If you're not feeling that shit, it's not for you, you know. Because these niggas, what they're doing is they're saying real shit, but then they'll lie, or they're just not leading you to the right, to the right state of mind, nigga. You need to know you're a god. You need to know, that you are fucking a literal different species. They don't be talking about that because they scared they gonna get fucking censored, nigga. They be getting paid for this spiritual shit. That's how that's a red flag, nigga. If a nigga's getting paid big bucks, I'm not saying you can't create a source of income. You can do all things. Anything's possible. But I'm saying, a lot of these motherfuckers, Rail Chosen, Young Pharaoh now, let me keep thinking. A lot of these, RKs, Phase 1, I wouldn't listen to them niggas, bro. There's plenty of people spitting game that you can listen to, you feel me? I wouldn't listen to them niggas, though, because they're on the fallen side, You have eyes to see. You see, you can tell. You can just look at him, bro. You can, look at him and see, oh, no, that nigga's not. I don't need to listen to this nigga. He ain't for me, So, yeah, y'all. Peace out. Yeah, we done with that. But, yeah, big on discernment, because that's what... We're in the age of fucking awakening and discerning this fucking information. We're in the age of information and discernment. You got to discern this shit. And the way it's not hard to discern it. Literally, whatever fucking resonates with you is right. Whatever doesn't resonate with you is wrong. Throw that shit out and do not listen to it. You feel me? It doesn't matter who it is. That's how you, get more information from listening to these other people. But you don't need that. You don't need a book. Same with books. All information. If that shit doesn't resonate with you, that means that's just not right to your soul. Something's not sticking there. And that means you don't need to listen to it, y'all. So, yeah, man. I'm just trying to help y'all, but I'm really doing more than I need to, because all I need to do is give this information, and y'all know this shit. Y'all know it in your heart. You know how to get to where you need to be. I'm just trying to help however I can, because I really do love y'all. I really do want y'all to get insight, and I really do want everybody, you know, to fucking vibrate higher and help, you know, I want the planet to go back to its natural order. You know, that's gonna happen regardless, but like I'm trying to like help put y'all on game, make y'all hip to what's going on. Anything I know, I'm here to tell y'all. So, you know, that's me. A lot of people aren't like that, you feel me? I really love y'all and I'll go the extra mile, nigga. I do extra credit for y'all, nigga. Like, I go harder. I go as hard as I fucking can, you know? And y'all seen my old videos, y'all know I do. Like, it'd be 8 hours, nigga. I've never seen nobody break something down for 8 hours, nigga. Like, you know, I really, really have real fucking love for y'all. I'll be trying to break it down. Y'all don't have to do that. And y'all, if y'all start teaching, you don't have to do none of that. You don't have to break shit down, nigga. You don't have to break shit down. Like, people either get it or they don't. You feel me? And they don't get it. It was never for them to get. Because I can sit here and break this shit down every which way, and a nigga still don't get it. You feel me? Like, that just means they're not supposed to get it, you know? So, you know, the chosen ones, they're going to get the shit regardless, you know? So, but yeah, peace and love, y'all. I'm going to end it off on that note. Go watch Lion King. It's a beautiful movie. You know, pay attention to the songs, pay attention to what's being said, and just pay attention to everything. It's pretty easy to break down as you have this, you know, God. You didn't need it, though. You didn't need the God, you know, but I'm here to give it out. I'm here to help the planet, you feel me? Whether y'all need me or not, y'all did need me to do this. The planet needed me to do this. This is my job. So, peace out. Love. And one. We're gone.